birthday party still going on. I'm trying to give you the blood versus blood battle, but every time I do it, I ain't gonna have to run downstairs. It stuck me in like four little Snicker bars. I ain't been able to have no candy. I want to hear it, man. I ain't been able to have no candy. I didn't drink. I did have me some candy today, though, for sure. For sure, I had me some candy today, man. But this is my reaction to blood versus blood, and I'm gonna point out what I can relate to and what I don't understand, or But if you wanted that blood politics, you got the right station. You know what I'm saying? But we would do review all games, but that blood shit, ain't nobody better to do that with than me. Real tough. Let's get into it.
West LA, Long Beach, and others. During the Crips expansion, they began to absorb other gangs, and gangs that went against the expansion became enemies of the Crips, such as the Brims, the Bishops, the Denver Lanes, the Athens Park Boys, the Chain Gang, the Piru Street Boys, and others. These gangs were all individually at war with the Crips, so in the 1970s, they held a meeting and formed an alliance. This alliance will be known as the Bloods. By the late 1970s, the Crips...
It's a damn shame when the blood. It's a cold day when the Bloods ain't united.
Crips were at war with one another, with the most famous rivalry being the Rolling 60s Crips.
Hello traders! In this video, we're going to introduce the Smart AI Indicator, which we developed in partnership with OpenAI. Now, this indicator delivers AI-powered insights that
Crips versus the A-Trade Gangster Crips. This war created a domino effect and essentially split the Crips, but it also made it the norm for Crips to kill Crips. And by the mid-1980s, most Crip gangs were at war with another Crip gang. The Bloods were also at war with the Crips, but they had something the Crips had long lost: unity. During that time, all Blood gang members were welcome in each other's hoods. When a Blood was killed by a Crip, multiple Blood gangs would show up to his funeral. Even if they didn't personally know the individual, they would show up out of respect and love for another Blood. The taking of Fremont High School was another example of Blood unity. Fremont was a Crip-dominated school, and Blood gang members were not allowed to attend, and if they enrolled, they would be assaulted and forced to check out. One year, a large group of Bloods decided to check into Fremont High and challenge the Crips for control of the school. After many fights and even shootings, the Bloods took control of Fremont High School, and even today, many still consider Fremont High a Blood school. The unity, as well as the viciousness of the Bloods, allowed them to thrive and explode in membership, especially during the 1980s. One example would be the Swans. The Swans are a Blood gang located on the east side of South Central. The Swans are literally surrounded by enemy Crip gangs, such as the East Coast Crips, the Avalon Garden Crips, the Kitchen Crips, the Main Street Crips, and others. The Swans went to war with all of the surrounding gangs, and not only survived, but thrived, and expanded their territory, ultimately becoming one of the biggest gangs in Los Angeles, both membership and territory-wise. There has been a debate regarding what was the first blood-on-blood war. Some say it was in Inglewood, between the Crenshaw Mafia Bloods and the Inglewood neighborhood Pyru.
But I don't know of Bounty Hunter beefing with no other Bloods. Bounty Hunter teaching that my teaching from what I was taught as a Bounty Hunter is if you a Blood, you a Blood. Pyru's could be Bloods, but not all Pyrus are Bloods, but it's possible for a Pyru to be able to claim Blood. And sometimes even though Blood to claim Pyru, like it was a while where niggas just say we were hanging around each other. So, bro, I grew up in the Blood neighborhood in Cali, bro. It was nothing but Bloods on my block, bro. There was treetops around the corner. There was mafia. There was family. There was lanes. There was web block niggas. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of it. There was mafias too. That's what it is. Mafia, country mafia. Believe it, bro.
After
Anything. It was Blood United, bro. And that's where the United Blood Nation came from. It came from the Bloods united in the West, and then they took that shit to the East Coast and then start pushing that UBN over there with sex, money, murder, and night trades and shit like that. They got blessed by Cali with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Pyru members murdered a Crenshaw mine.
But my era and my understanding of it growing up is all blood. Especially bounty hunters don't really, especially from when I was growing up, we didn't really beef with other blood sets. That was the one thing we weren't gonna do, you know. It's beef with another blood set. You know?
Mafia member named Tiptoe in the late 1990s.
Like the NA Sleeves, the neighborhood power rules. This is punks, homie. My Tiptoe, that's my, you know what I'm saying, MIP. So we doing it like that. Unfortunately, we had it with other dogs, but you know, shit happens. We killing them up, just Crenshaw Mafias, you know? This my tip.
Others say it was in Compton, between the Treetop Pyrus and the Compton neighborhood Pyrus. It's important to note that while some Pyru members do consider themselves Bloods, some do not, so I mean
See what I'm saying? Cause I've been knowing that. But have you ever seen I be putting shit on Power Room, nigga. I ain't even know Power Room, but that's just the lingo. Like a nigga be like on Bloods and he a Power Room the whole time. But it's like to a nigga like me, I was taught it was the same thing.
no disrespect.
But I ain't no Power Room though. I'm a Damu through and through, all the way Damu, Fall Line, Bounty Hunter, 115th Street, Marino Valley Chapter. You know what I'm saying? Real rap.
While generally speaking,
Blood, power rule, bloods is different, blood. We burgundy, blood, we don't got no red, blood. I got red laces in my shoes, but they ain't nothing. You see this burgundy rag right here, blood.
Power Room Bloods, two different things, you know what I'm saying? Bloods wear red. We got on red right now, but it's P-Funk like you already know, but I still got the burgundy rag, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bloods do their thing, rules do their thing.
but most agreed that the first blood-on-blood war began on the east side of South Central, between the Pueblo Bishops and the Bloodstone Villains. Some date this rivalry back to the late 1990s, but everyone agrees that one incident put them on a warpath. On December 24th, 2000, a 31-year-old man named Mark Eugene Black was
This game, you're not ready for it.
found shot and killed near the intersection of Long Beach Boulevard and 52nd Street. Mark, also known as Do Dirty, was a beloved member of the Bloodstone Villains. The villains initially believed that a neighboring Latino gang called 38th Street was responsible, but members of 38th Street obtained a police report containing the circumstances of Mark's death. The police report cleared 38th Street, and as the villains learned more information about the murder, it became clear who was really responsible: the Pueblo Bishops. The villains and the Pueblos had been close allies for decades. The two gangs had strong ties through family and were also bonded through war with the Crips. It was later discovered that Mark was murdered over drugs. His death led to a string of back and forth shootings between the villains and the Pueblos. Many reputable blood gang members from all over.
I don't think Nickerson. I could be wrong, but I don't even think Nickerson's one to come up on this. I don't know if Nickerson's ever beefing with another blood or power. And this is from my knowledge, nigga. But I could be wrong, nigga. Times has drastically changed.
Attempted to step in and end the feud, but their pleas for peace fell on deaf ears and the war continued. In one incident, on March 11, 2000,
when I was growing up, this shit was rare, nigga. This ain't happening. That's a no-no. Niggas would get violated for this. This is not... Blood against blood was never a thing, bro. Like, Crips and killing Crips was one thing, but Bloods and Bloods, we stood on not killing each other. You know what I'm saying? You see another blood, you show that blood respect, but now it's just not about that no more. I don't know what the politics is anymore to keep it all the way Damu with you, but for real, nigga, I'm real hunter, nigga, I'm real Baru, Damu, Fire Line, Bounty Hunter, 150. I'm not even from 150th Street, 150, 115 the street, nigga, but that's the line I push. I push that 5 line, so I rep that 115 at the same time, you feel me? So, That's my shit, nigga. BH, nigga. BH Dub, nigga. Bounty Hunters, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all the way, nigga. All the way through that shit, nigga. Fire line, nigga. Fire line to the no line. Shout out to the no line, the ace line, the deuce line, the tray line, the four line, the fire line. You know what I'm saying? The lot boys, you know what I'm saying? The hoodie niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man. I'm gonna hit y'all. But if they on here, I'll be surprised because we really stand on shit like this. But I'm shit. I'm flabbergasted blood versus blood right now. So
2004, around 6:30 p.m., a 19-year-old man named Mr. Mishaw was shot and killed at Slauson Park. Slauson Park is located in Pueblo territory. Detectives arrived at the scene and began their investigation. A detective named Tommy Thompson was the lead investigator of Mr.'s murder. On the day of the murder, Thompson interviewed a man named Joseph. Joseph stated that he was at Slauson Park at the time of the shooting. He went on to say that a young kid named Boo Boo told him that Xavier and DeMonte from Five Deuce Bloodstone Villains were the shooters. According to Joseph, Boo
yes, man.
Boo's real name was Ramon, and he had been playing with Joseph.
But a lot of these niggas don't even. So like the other thing I now understand for sure, and I've even done this. Like I be chilling with niggas that we supposed to be having beef with sometimes. Niggas won't admit it, but we do. We definitely do, bro. Like it's supposed to be a beef, but the love is so real. You know what I'm saying? You can't try to slide like you should. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it get deep like that. So it's like that's what I'm saying. It's not always that, and it's not always this. You know what I'm saying? This is just another picture they paint. But I know a lot of my blood partners ain't tolerating no blood on blood, nothing from the power roots to the diamond. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so deep. A diamond can call himself a power root, and a power root can call himself a diamond. And it wouldn't even be no confusion. Like, but now niggas is. But if you really know your politics, there is some power rules that do not claim bloods, bro. They strictly claim power rules as their own gang, and that's more of the old originators of power. You know what I'm saying? That was before there was even put before hundreds was throwing up the bees and shit. There was probably still the green jackets. Nigga. Still homework on the green jackets.
His two sons at the park's recreation center at the time of the shooting. Thompson used the gang database to determine that Xavier's full name was Cleo Xavier Stanley. On March 14th, 3 days after the shooting, Thompson interviewed Ramon. Initially, Ramon was reluctant to talk, but he eventually admitted to seeing Xavier shoot Mister. Thompson also interviewed a woman named Dinesha. Dinesha stated that she saw
Anybody don't? Okay, who is it? So the Bloodstones started in Chicago from like G Herbo type gang, right? The P Stones out there in the shop. We brought it to Cali and they made it a blood set, you know what I'm saying? So the P Stones in Chicago, and I know that it's 102. The P Stones in Chicago and the P Stones in California, it's different, but it's similar, and they show each other love. So that's what I was, and that's how the other thing with the Vice Lord went. Like I was always taught, the Vice Lord is family. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. I was taught a lot of blood and shit, especially because I'm fire line. Like all of this shit, it was to push a lot of unity between the bloods, especially. You know what I mean?
two
That's
black
not.
males
We coming for you. Y'all don't even know our homies is, bro. We do our homework. We calculate it, bro. To be a bounty hunter blood, bro, you gotta be a different breed of niggas. Because ain't a lot of how many a bounty hunter is as where's my zodiac sign, nigga. How often you run into a nigga today and he say he bounty hunter? There ain't a lot of bounty hunters left, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
wearing hooded his sweatshirts approach the park and shoot into another group of men. Dinesha's mother Wanda was also present during the interview, and both of them expressed reluctance about getting involved with the investigation. When Dinesha was shown a photographic lineup, she picked out Xavier's picture, stating that he had the same complexion and same type of sweatshirt as the shooter. On April 28, 2004, Thompson interviewed Mister's brother, Harmon. Harmon also stated that Ramon told him that he's seen Xavier and DeMonte from the villains shooting Mister.
I'm gonna say it again if I didn't say it before, but I'm gonna say it again. Even if this shit, this blood on blood shit, when I was growing up, was not tolerated at all, nigga. No, bro. No go, bro. No bueno.
Harmon was also reluctant to get involved with it.
I don't know what the fuck happened from the time I left and the time I got to here, but that shit was not happening, man.
Investigation, but he later signed a statement.
Niggas might run face behind some shit, but not no real blood on blood, full face beef. Like nigga might get DP'd or some shit. Some shit like that could happen, but not no motherfucking full blood. Niggas dropping the blood and just man, that shit wild.
Regarding what Ramon told him about the shooting.
Most of the young, the YGs and shit, the little homies, most of the little homies, they blood, they clean blood. The younger generation, my generation and younger, that are power rules, they clean blood. You know what I'm saying? The older heads, not so much. And the thing, alright, you know how Mo 3 was like, the shit with North Dallas, right? And they're like, when they're teaching them about the different flushes of Dallas, North Dallas is like northeast, north, south, east, fuck, north, south, whatever, fuck the northwest, whatever the fuck the west, right? That's the same shit with the IE, nigga. LA don't respect some of the blood, but I'm a bounty hunter, so I'm technically a LA blood, right? But they don't respect the niggas from a lot of niggas from Moreno Valley and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect a lot of IE niggas. When I was growing up, there was a lot of beef between that too, between the IE and LA, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga will tell you, and niggas would be trying to call us busters and shit because we ain't from the land. But you came out here, bro, and put niggas on gangs and shit, and they want to be mad when niggas start banging. Like, how y'all gonna come out here banging on niggas and then get mad when niggas start banging too? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is banging, bro, for real. But the beef, I ain't amongst inside, that's, them niggas was serious about riding on the ops back then. And there was a lot of, even to chill with the ops or make any deals with the ops, there have to be a lot of behind the scenes negotiating with OGs type shit. You know what I'm saying? I come from that era, you know what I mean?
A while later, Thompson brought Xavier in for an interview. Xavier stated that he was nowhere near the park on the day of the shooting. However, after investigation,
I don't, niggas, I got a bitch from back in the day named Nisha, bro. She ain't even like a bitch that I used to fuck with, nigga, but she used to take me to Tom's #1 burger and shit, you know what I'm saying? Pay for my haircuts, anything, but she was my homegirl though. Straight mafia, nigga. Straight Crenshaw mafia, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got niggas straight bounty hunters. Straight from hunters, nigga. I got niggas that's from Moreno Valley gangs. Like, I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm a nigga from Moreno Valley claiming 115. Not a lot of niggas can be able to say they claim 5 line, bro. From Cali, you know what I'm saying? So, I grew up with the gangbangers in the 90s and the early 2000s. That's normal to a nigga like me.
Investigators falsely told him that he had been captured on video taken at the park during the time of the shooting. He changed his story. He told investigators that he was on drugs, walking towards the recreation center when he heard the shooting and ran away. Evidence indicated that Mr. was
They even came to Cali. That's what they was pushing too. I mean Cali, in Moreno Valley. They was pushing. They was pushing a lot of blood unity to the Moreno Valley niggas back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I don't know. After us, it's the generation after us, bro. Them niggas must have got into some other shit. But my generation with the Bloods, nigga, there was none of this, bro.
associated with the Pueblo Bishops and that Xavier was a member of the rival Bloodstone Villains.
And low
Cleo
key, OG should be violating niggas right now, but it's so unstructured. I don't know what happened to the structure within our shit because it was so structured. Now that shit don't be structured no more. You know what I'm saying? Now that shit ain't structured. Yeah, but that's what they was pushing out there. There was more really hatred towards the essays and the Crips back then. Like, I was giving shit for hanging with Crips as a blood. Like that was back then. That was a serious offense, nigga. Like now that's normal. But when I was growing up, that was not something that was accepted amongst a blood street. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't understand the concept. I did, but I ain't gonna say I didn't understand the concept. I did, but my OGs, nigga.
Xavier Stanley was charged with first-degree murder for the death of Mr. Mishaw.
My OG, my big homie, was never a bounty hunter. What if I told you my big homie? That's how bloody my street is, bro. My big homie, my first big homie, was not from bounty hunters. He was from Englewood families, nigga. He was from families, nigga. And he was my plug, nigga. If I wanted some weed, I just come out the car and I so woo. And nigga come outside with his weed and everything. Like, what you need, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, we was kids though, bro. Imagine that shit.
As well as gun and gang enhancement charges. He later pled not guilty. During the trial, all of the witnesses recanted their statements. Ramon, Joseph, Dinesha, and Harmon all refused to cooperate. Harmon told the court that he only signed the statement because he hadn't read it beforehand. Harmon was so reluctant to testify that he only appeared in court after officers went to his house and escorted him to the courtroom. An investigator in the case took the stand and told the court that witnesses refusing to speak at gang murder trials isn't rare. He went on to tell the court that snitches are beaten up or even killed, and as a result, many refuse to testify in gang-related cases. The court agreed with the investigator and took account of the witnesses' initial statements to detectives, including Dinesha picking Xavier out of a photographic lineup. The prosecution also presented Xavier's statements to investigators as evidence. They displayed the contradiction in him initially denying being near the recreation center and then admitting to being near the recreation center. The gang expert told the court about the rivalry between the Bloodstone Villains and the Pueblo Bishops and how Xavier would gain status within the Bloodstone Villains by firing into a group of rival Pueblo Bishops.
Y'all niggas is good as stripes. You lying right now. Y'all niggas is good as stripes for killing niggas from other people. And
Ultimately, Cleo Xavier Stanley was found guilty with the murder of Mr. Mishaw, as well as gun and gang enhancement charges. Cleo Xavier Stanley was sentenced to 60 years to life in prison. In another incident on
After this, I'm gonna go smoke some more. And then after I smoke some more, I'll do another reaction video, but nigga, I'm super faded. I'm so faded.
April 10th, 2000.
And no, like I told you, I promise stream, I promise family, I didn't have no alcohol. This is all weed hard. The only cheating I did today, was eat a whole bunch of fucking Snicker candy bars. But I've been gulping down this water with the Snickers, so that should help. Because before, when I was eating all that sweet shit, I wasn't drinking a lot of water. So now I'm thinking, hopefully, drinking that water helps.
5 around 7:30 p.m. A woman.
This is weed high. I am faded. My boy Savo came through. I've been smoking leaves to the head all day. And then Savo came through and smoked 2 blunts with me. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm finna go smoke some more weed and then get another reaction video. But I've definitely been trying to do this video all day. Then Mama Function was today, so they still downstairs functioning and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't driven. They can turn up as long as they want. I'm just letting y'all know what's going on if y'all wonder what's going on. We streaming through all this shit, nigga. We gonna remember this day like, damn, nigga, that nigga was streaming through Mama birthday and shit, and still having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Named Shantae was talking with her sister-in-law and another woman named Shanae in front of a house on East 56th Street. The home was located.
Oh, and tomorrow we got Keanu Bags gonna be on the show. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to do a stream for tomorrow before Sunday night football starts. I discussed some little before game things, and then so we're gonna have Bags and Key on the show tomorrow. We're gonna talk some sports. Then we'll see what else. If somebody sends some reaction videos, and we'll see if I'm gonna find some for us to look at. But right now,
Located in Bloodstone Villa territory. A 34-year-old man named
and this shit making my eyes hurt, but we're gonna make it through.
Leandre Hewitt was standing nearby having a conversation with another man. Shortly afterwards, a white car occupied by 3 men drove towards them slowly. The front seat passenger was sitting on the window.
And yes, nigga, I really gotta full. I'm starting to like it now too. I'm starting to like my beard. I have never had a beard, and I'm just starting to. It's not itchy, and I'm starting to like how it look. My clip is broke, so I can't cut nothing. So I'm gonna just let this shit grow and look like a straight jungle boy, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. My beard growing in nice and full, like I've never seen my beard growing this full and it's perfectly edged, like shape. You see that, like lined up perfect, like I've been going to the barber shop for 20 years. Nigga, no. You see that crispy ass? Yeah. Girls like bald headed niggas with beards, so I suggest y'all be careful. And they love me with a clean. Don't let me get the clean cut face too. But the beard is a new look, so they might try to fuck with the new look with the beard. You know what I'm saying? So I might rock with the beard for a little bit since I ain't got no clue. Even my hair, bro, I usually cut my shit, but I ain't even been cutting it.
Frame. He then put out a gun and opened fire towards the people on the street. After the shooting,
Blood, we ain't doing no blood on blood nothing. I'm gonna say, y'all wanna do this shit after I leave, bro? No, y'all know damn well I ain't finna go. Neville, Capri, whatever you wanna call me, I ain't going for this shit right here, nigga. I'm not going for that, nigga. Y'all tripping out here, bro.
the vehicle sped away. When the smoke cleared, Shantae and Shanae were shot.
Morning, Pete. Coffee's on and your Uber's on its way.
You know, I've been thinking, maybe I should just go by Peter now?
Peter Davidson. Not bad.
But they survived. Leandre was shot in the
Okay, but you know what? See what he's not telling you, and I just remembered. I do remember this beef now. But there's a video this year. There was a blood meeting with the Parus too. I think the Parus was there, and all these niggas was hooping together. So I think they decided to squash them. Well, I don't remember. I don't know when this came out. I'm just reacting to it, but I do remember the video of these niggas that was hooping and they squashed the beef. Real talk, nigga. So maybe I'll do a reaction to that one.
chest and later died from his wound. Detectives arrived at the scene and began their investigation. They recovered several bullets.
Man, I gotta watch my clip, bro. You gotta watch the fam. You gotta watch my clip, dog. It might not look like nothing going on, but there's so much emotion moving in the background, bro. You gotta watch the clip, bro. And now getting back my health, you gotta watch your bitch too, because I got a beard now. Jamaica never had a beard in his life, bro. This is the most I've ever let my. Y'all know I'm clean cut, right? So me having the beard is crazy, man. And it's so perfect. Like, look how perfect it lines up. Like, so detailed, man. Like, I like that shit.
Fragments from the scene of the shooting, but they found no bullet casings. They figured the murder weapon was a revolver because a semi-automatic gun would have ejected casings. Investigators then learned that the bullet recovered from Shantae and the bullet recovered from Leandre were not fired from the same gun and believed there had to be two shooters, both using revolvers. During the investigation, detectives spoke to a woman named Maria. Maria lived a few blocks away from the scene of the shooting. She heard gunshots and shortly afterwards saw a car stop nearby. The two passengers got out of the car and started running. Maria saw part of a gun in the rear passenger's waistband. On April 13th, 3 days after the shooting, police responded to a reports of shots fired and arrested a man who would be referred to as RC. RC led police to another location where a man named Dion was talking to a man named Antonio. When Dion saw the police approaching, he yelled to Antonio, and Antonio ran towards a nearby garage and threw a gun under a car. Police recovered the gun. It was a .38 caliber revolver. Investigators later found that the revolver was used in the shooting on 56th Street. RC was a member of the Oriental Boys gang, and Dion and Antonio were members of the Pueblo Bishops. The Pueblo Bishops occupy a housing project called Pueblo del Rio, as well as the surrounding streets. The Oriental Boys are a predominantly Cambodian gang and claim the same territory as the Pueblo Bishops. The two gangs are on good terms. RC told investigators that he had information about the shooting on 56th Street. He heard a man named James Jackson talking to another man named Michael Mitchell about having a fist.
Ladies, what you think? I want to know. Ladies, let me know in the chat. Beard or no beard? Should I cut it or should I keep it growing? If the second this shit starts itching and making me feel uncomfortable, I'm cutting all this shit off. But if my lady say, I would think I like your beard, and if they like how it looks on my face, I just might keep it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But right now, this shit look hella clean on this camera. I'll tell you that right now.
Fight with someone named KO. James said, let's go take it out on the villains. James and Michael left close to nightfall, and they were each carrying.
No, bro, for real, who cut your... Nah, bro, for real, who cut your hair, bro? That shit fresh, bro. Ain't nobody touched my shit. I ain't, bro.
Revolvers. The next day, RC overheard Michael and James talking about a shooting they had committed. According to RC, James said they seen a couple of people standing outside. He went on to say that they saw a man peeing while they exited the car and approached on foot. When the man finished peeing, James opened fire on him while Michael...
Yeah, but real talk, this beef is over. And I'm gonna show y'all what these niggas hooping and shit.
opened fire on the other group of people. James and Michael then warned the others present to be on the lookout for retaliatory attacks by the villains. Also on April 13th, investigators spoke to another Oriental Boys member
That's
who
what
will
I'm
be...
saying, because most bloods ain't gonna tolerate it. Other blood gangs gonna still. That's what I'm saying. We're not playing that shit. other blood gangs is gonna step in, nigga, and be like, nah, we're not. That's not what's up. Y'all niggas need to squash the beef or. Nah, for real. Hey, nah, Blood's really beyond that type of time, bro. I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna last too long. No blood versus blood beef, and that shit don't get shut down by other blood. That's an operation no go, nigga.
He referred to as RJ. RJ told police he knew about the shooting on 56th Street and he knew something about someone getting shot in the chest. RJ said 2 days earlier he was in the projects and heard James say he caught someone slipping and got him in the chest. Investigators paid Maria a follow-up visit and showed her a photographic lineup containing Michael's photo. Maria identified Michael as the man who exited the front passenger seat, and 2 weeks later,
It's like with any gang, right?
she was
Not everybody is killers. Not everybody's robbers. Not everybody's drug dealers. Everybody's a little bit of something. That's what makes it a game. So I hate when niggas say, how you a blood and you ain't never killed nobody? Or, how you a blood and you ain't never sold dope? Or how you a blood and you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Different niggas bring different kind of skills to the table, bro. That's blood, bro. So whatever your talent is, that's what they capitalize on. Whether it's hustling, whether it's stealing cars, whether, you know what I'm saying, is whatever the case.
shown another photographic lineup and identified James as the man who exited the rear passenger seat. James Jackson and Michael Mitchell were later arrested and charged with first-degree murder for the death of Leandre Hewitt. They were also charged with 2 counts of attempted murder for the shootings of Shantae and Shanae, as well as gun and gang enhancement charges. Both men pled not guilty. The gang expert during the trial was a police officer named Gerald Harden. Harden said he knew James and Michael as members of the Pueblo Bishops and that the Pueblos were bitter rivals of the villains. He went on to say that the 2 gangs once got along, but ever since a dispute over drugs and money caused the shooting, it's been basically an all-out war. The villains claim 56th Street as part of their territory. The Swans are a blood gang located a few blocks south of villain territory. The Swans and the villains have been close allies for decades, and it's not uncommon to find them hanging out in each other's hoods. Leandre was a Swan gang member. Harden told the court that a Pueblo Bishop member would gain status within the gang if he ventured into Bloodstone villain territory and committed a shooting. Witness statements from RC, RJ, and others were used during the trial, but the statements Maria made during the trial contradicted the statement she initially made to investigators. Maria initially identified Michael as the man who exited the front passenger seat and James as the man who exited the rear passenger seat, but at trial, Maria identified Michael as the man who exited the rear passenger seat and said that James only looked familiar. The defense did not present any evidence during the trial. Ultimately, James Jackson and Michael Mitchell were found guilty with the murder of Leandre Hewitt and the attempted murders of Shantae and Shanae, as well as gun and gang enhancement charges. Michael Mitchell was sentenced to life, plus 75 years in prison. James Jackson was also sentenced to life, plus 75 years in prison. It's been said that the war between the Pueblo Bishops and the Bloodstone villains made Bloods killing Bloods acceptable. Something that older Bloods viewed as a sin had now become the norm. Centennial is a Compton high school dominated by Piru and Blood gangs. The school is located on the southeast corner of Central Avenue and El Segundo Boulevard, which is the territory of Westside Piru. Piru and Blood gang members from all over attended Centennial, and although some of the gangs were rivals on the streets, it usually wouldn't go further than a fistfight, but one day, that all changed. On the afternoon of June 14, 2007, a young woman named Ishanit was attending a Centennial High School graduation ceremony with a group of friends. As the group was leaving the campus, one of Ishanit's friends named Don Shay began to argue with 2 other young women named Angela and Lakeisha. As the argument progressed, Angela challenged Don Shay to a fistfight. Ishanit and her group of friends walked to a nearby bus stop, which was located on the corner of Central Avenue and El Segundo Boulevard. The bus would take them from there to the Nickerson Gardens area. Shortly afterwards, a group of 9 or 10 young men joined Ishanit's group at the bus stop. Several members of the group were affiliated with the Bounty Hunter Bloods. The Bounty Hunters are a Watts gang that occupies the Nickerson Gardens projects as well as the surrounding streets. Among the group was a 15-year-old young man named Devon Harris. Harris, also known as Poo Poo, was a 10th grader at Centennial High School. At the time, a Golden Bird restaurant sat across the street from the bus stop. A group of Westside Pyru members were in the restaurant's parking lot. A shouting match ensued between the two groups. Some of the boys at
Yeah, I know about this, B. I don't know about the Westside Pyru. But this should be a no-go, too. This should be not okay either. So I forgot about this beef. I definitely forgot these niggas. I forgot about that.
the bus stop shouted Nickerson Gardens and bounty hunters. In response, Westside Pyrus told the group they could take it to nearby Enterprise Park. The bus arrived, and Ishanit and the others took the bus to Central Avenue and 114th Street. The group exited the bus and began walking towards.
So when the niggas say he fall line, he fall under. So this line is 112. Tray line is 113. Four line 114. Five line 115. Then you got niggas that's no line. You got niggas that's east line. You got niggas that's no line. You see what I'm saying?
The Nickerson Gardens. Most of the boys walked ahead, while the girls and the rest of the boys, including Devon, walked behind. Shortly afterwards, a Chevy Tahoe came to a screeching halt on 114th Street. Ishanit remembers seeing the same Tahoe earlier.
But one thing about Bunny is, you diss one of them, you got smoke with all of us. When they say fuck four line, that's like saying fuck five line. You say fuck five line, that's like, and that's how it was. Like if a nigga say fuck Brim, fuck this blood set, and you right there as a blood, you're not supposed to allow that. That's just how I grew up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So even if I also see a Westside Pyru, I'm gonna show him respect, bro, because of your blood, and that's how I was taught.
In the Golden Bird parking lot, and she recognized the person sitting in the front seat. She knew him as Deuce and had seen him on prior occasions at Centennial High School. She then saw Deuce point a gun at her group and open fire. She heard 8 or 9 shots as she and the others ran and ducked for cover. The Tahoe then sped away. When the smoke cleared, Ishanit and her friends regrouped and found that Devon had been shot in the head. Devon was taken to UCLA Harbor Medical Center, where he was pronounced brain dead. Devon was kept on the ventilator. Family, friends, and 11 teachers and administrators from Centennial High School stopped by the hospital to see him. Devon's mother held a vigil for him in the Nickerson Gardens and at the hospital. Devon was kept alive long enough for 6 of his organs to be donated to 6 people. On June 17, 2007, Devon Harris was taken off life support. On June 20th, 6 days after the shooting, detectives arrested a young man named Derek Washington and his sister Angela at their grandmother's house and transported them to the police station. Angela was questioned first. Afterwards, she was allowed to speak with Derek alone. Then they questioned Derek separately and afterwards let him speak to Angela and his aunts alone. Angela and Derek's interrogations, as well as their conversations with each other, were recorded. During Angela's interrogation, she said on the afternoon of the shooting, her and her friend Lakeisha argued with Don Shay as they left the graduation ceremony at Centennial. As members of the bounty hunter sat at the bus stop, Angela and Lakeisha were across the street in the Golden Bird parking lot with the Pyru members. Angela said Lakeisha was a member of Westside Pyru, but she herself was not. Lakeisha then walked into the middle of the street and began antagonizing the bounty hunters. The bounty hunters began taking off their shirts, preparing to fight. Angela recalled a bounty hunter member named Mike doing all the talking. He said that his homegirl from the Nickerson Gardens, referring to Don Shay, was going to fight Lakeisha, and if she did fight, he was also going to fight. He then challenged the Pyrus to meet them at Enterprise Park. The Pyrus agreed. Mike then told Angela, "We spin on girls too." A few minutes later, the bounty hunters and the others from the Nickerson Gardens got on the bus. The Pyru members attempted to leave in their cars, but they were detained by police. Officers had received a call saying that the Westside Pyrus were going to shoot up the graduation. Shortly afterwards, Angela saw Derek on the street near the Golden Bird. Another Pyru member named Jason Keaton drove his Chevy Tahoe out of the Golden Bird parking lot and asked Derek if he wanted a ride to the hood. Derek said yes and got into the front passenger seat. Jason then made a U-turn and began following the bus. Later that evening, Angela heard that Derek killed Devon, who she knew as Poo Poo. That same night, Angela was sitting in the car with some of her friends when Derek arrived. He told them that he killed Devon. He went on to say that he and Jason had followed the bus and watched as people got off. The people from the bus were walking down an alley towards the Nickerson Gardens. Jason then drove down the alley, but Derek believed he had been recognized, so they left and came back. As they drove down the alley for a second time, while playing loud music, Devon walked towards the Tahoe, and some of the others had their hands on their waistbands, posturing as if they had guns. Derek said he felt like they were going to shoot him, so he shot first and tried to hit Mike and another bounty hunter member named 211, but Mike ducked and the bullet struck Devon. Derek went on to tell the group that he shot the wrong boy. Derek told Angela that he was drunk and high and Jason already had the gun in the car and that Jason urged him to shoot. According to Angela, Jason needed to earn his stripes as a Westside Pyru member. She went on to say that he was a nothing over there, meaning he was a low-level member that hadn't earned the respect of his fellow Pyru members, and he may have believed that the shooting would increase his status within the gang. Shortly after questioning Angela, detectives brought Derek into the interrogation room. Detectives told him that Angela had already told them everything regarding the shooting. Derek denied committing the shooting. He also denied knowing Jason and being in the Tahoe. After Derek's interrogation, he was left in the room with Angela again. He told Angela that she shouldn't have told them anything. Angela told him he shouldn't have lied about knowing Jason. Derek replied that he messed up and was facing life. Angela told him that she was on probation and she wasn't going down for whatever he did. She went on to say that she told the truth and was going home. She then urged him to also tell the truth. As Angela was leaving the room, Derek told her to tell everyone outside that he loves them. Shortly afterwards, detectives interrogated Derek again. This time, he chose to tell them his version of events. Derek told detectives that on the afternoon of the shooting, he was at his grandmother's house when he received a call saying that Angela was about to fight some Project Boys in reference to the group from the Nickerson Gardens. He then retrieved his .45 caliber pistol that he had stashed in the backyard and made his way towards Centennial. When he arrived, he witnessed a group of his friends exchanging words with the other group across the street at the bus stop. The bus arrived, and as the other group boarded, they told the Pyrus they were coming back. He went on to say that one of his friends picked him up and drove him to the Nickerson Gardens. He didn't intend on shooting anyone. He just wanted to see what the other group.
Let me tell you something about the Nickerson Gardens. The reason why you want to know, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You wanted to know the reason I wanted to be from Nickerson Garden Bounty Hunters again. Do you want to know why I was so? Where did the Rice Riot happen? How many riots did what start in California? And that's why I wanted to be a bounty hunter. And how much times you hear a bounty hunter with a faulty street cred, bro? When? How often do you hear about a bounty hunter with a shaky street? Never, bro.
Group was going to do. He saw the group exit the bus and walk towards the Nickerson.
We wild when you play with it. When you know what the rules is and you play with a bounty hunter, that's what set them off because it lets you know what it is off the rep. We don't play about disrespect.
Gardens. His friend then drove down the alley while playing loud music. The group looked at the car and recognized them because they all went to school together. Derek said the group was holding their belt buckles and had their hands in their shirts. There was another group behind the car and he thought he would have to shoot it out because it was them or us. He had his gun on his lap. He cocked it and put in the clip. Derek said Devon began walking towards the vehicle. Derek said he knew Devon because they had played basketball together. A few moments later, Derek opened fire and saw Devon fall about 6 feet away. The crowd scattered and hid, but some continued to walk towards the car and he believed they had guns, so he continued to fire, emptying his clip, which held between 18 and 21 rounds. Derek went on to say that he couldn't believe what he had done. After the shooting, Derek gave the gun to a friend to get rid of. He admitted to telling Angela and her friends about the shooting and then told them to stop talking about it. Neighborhood OGs told Derek that he broke the code, saying that he had done it wrong and that the neighborhood was hot, meaning the territory of Westside Pyru was experiencing an increased police presence due to the shooting and possible retaliation by the bounty hunters. Derek had also heard that people from the projects wanted to kill him. Derek denied being a member of Westside Pyru, but stated all of his family were from the gang. He went on to say that his uncles told him they had did enough for the gang and he did not have to wear their colors. Derek Washington was charged with first-degree murder for the death of Devon Harris, as well as gun and gang enhancement charges. He later pled not guilty. During the trial, the prosecution presented a stack of evidence against Derek, including evidence of a January 2006 encounter with police when Derek admitted to being a Westside Pyru member and told officers that he goes by the nickname YG Tiny. The detectives that interrogated Derek testified that he told them that he was from Westside Pyru and the Pyrus and bounty hunters would meet at Enterprise Park every year around Centennial's graduation.
And there's a difference between a nigga being Westside Pyru is like he's from any Pyru gang from the West Side, like from California, and then there's I just don't want y'all to be confused in the lingo, all right? So I'm gonna break it down to you niggas. You got West Side Pyru, like the niggas that's from West Side California that are Pyrus. So that falls under all Pyrus from California. They could be considered West Side Pyru. But then you have a actual gang called West Side Pyru. I just want y'all to know so there's no confusion on what's going on, bro. You talking to the right nigga with these politics right here. You saying West Side.
Fight. Investigators testified that 3 .45 caliber casings were found at the scene and all were fired from the same gun. Investigators also played the recording of Derek's interrogation for the jury.
Me, I'm finna hit Chicago, Louisiana, every hood that got a vlog on that bitch, nigga, we tapping in, nigga. You know?
Gang expert for the case was a Los Angeles County sheriff named Frederick Morse. Morse testified that Westside Pyru were enemies of the bounty hunters. He went on to say that he believed the murder was committed for the benefit of Westside Pyru. The defense cited self-defense.
You don't want to war with bounty hunters, bro. Everybody, nigga, we got Crip allies. The PJ Crip. I know they allies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if we still. And then we got Hacienda Bloods. You know what I'm saying? They fuck with us. Bebop Watch is gonna fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? We know a couple Power said like Treetop might fuck with us for sure. You know what I'm saying? So that like Bounty Hunters gonna get love. I think 6 O's in Bounty Hunters is pretty decent too. Like you know what I'm saying? Nip, they let Nip in the hood, bro. They let Nip in the hood, bro. Nicky Cigars don't play that shit.
In the case. Derek told the court that he went to the Golden Bird to protect his sister after being notified that she was going to fight. He went on to say that he was walking back to his grandparents' house when Jason offered him a ride. He admitted that they did follow the bus, but only to see if the bounty hunters would return with guns, and there was no prior discussion of where they were going or retaliation against the bounty hunters. Derek testified that when the Tahoe stopped at the apron of the alley, a black gun appeared on his lap and he was shocked. He went on to say that he opened fire because he believed that his life was in danger, although he admitted to never actually seeing anyone with a gun. Ultimately, Derek Washington was found guilty with the murder of Devon Harris, as well as gun and gang enhancement charges. Derek Washington was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. 9 years after Devon's murder, his family was struck with tragedy a second time. On Sunday, July 17, 2016, around 7:30 p.m., a 30-year-old man named DeAndre Hughes was standing in the yard talking to another person. Shortly afterwards, 2 men approached him from the street and opened fire. The 2 shooters then got into a white sedan and fled the scene. DeAndre was shot and taken to a hospital. At 7:53 p.m., DeAndre was pronounced dead. DeAndre was Devon's older brother and went by the nickname Speedy. In 2018,
You don't want to romp with the bounty hunters, nigga. I'm telling you right now, bro. You don't want no smoke with them boys from BHB, dog. You would rather have a bounty hunter on your squad than have a bounty hunter against you. Listen to the name, bro. Imagine beefing with a gang called Bounty Hunter. Nigga. That sounds scary, bro. I think that's the most intimidating gang name of all time. A bounty hunter is somebody that's gonna find you and get you, nigga.
A man was charged with DeAndre's murder, but those charges were later dropped. In January of 2022, the city of Los Angeles announced a $50,000 reward for information, but to this day, DeAndre's murder remains unsolved. In another incident on Saturday, February 9th, 2013, members of the Denver Lane Bloods and the Inglewood Family Bloods went to the Normandy Casino in the nearby city of Gardena. The Denver Lanes and the Inglewood families had been on good terms for decades. A short while later, an argument broke out between the two groups and a fistfight ensued. After the fight, the Denver Lanes and the families both left the casino and went their separate ways. A few hours later, on February 10th, a 25-year-old man named Trevani Odom was shot and killed near the intersection of Denver Avenue and 109th Place, which is considered the heart of Denver Lane territory. Trevani was a beloved member of the Denver Lanes and went by the nicknames Tiny D-Bone and KS. KS meaning Kilisalo, in reference to the 107 Hoovers, who are longtime enemies of the Denver Lanes. The Lanes quickly discovered who was responsible for Trevani's murder, the Inglewood families. 2 days after Trevani's murder, on February 12th, a 46-year-old man named Clarence Gant was shot and killed on 126th Street. Clarence was a beloved member of the Inglewood families and went by the nickname Big Clayron. He was a well-respected member and viewed as a leader within the gang. The day after Clarence's murder, on February 13th, a 30-year-old man named Darnell Charles was riding his bike near the intersection of Menlo Avenue and Imperial Highway when someone on foot chased him into traffic and opened fire. The shooter then ran to a champagne-colored Toyota Camry and fled the scene. Darnell was shot 3 times in the back and died of his wounds. A witness described the shooter as being 5'10" to 6'1" tall with a medium build. He had a short afro and wore glasses. Darnell's murder took place in Denver Lane's territory. 2 days after Darnell's murder, on February 15th, shortly after 9 p.m., a 19-year-old man named Tyrone Robinson was talking with his friend, Leon, near the intersection of Vermont Avenue and Imperial Highway. A few moments later, a man approached the two men. He asked Leon where he was from. Leon replied that he was from Texas. The man then asked Tyrone where he was from, but before Tyrone could reply, the man put out a gun and opened fire, striking Tyrone. As Tyrone laid on the ground, the man stood over him and shot him again. The shooter then walked to a black Yukon and fled the scene. Tyrone was rushed to a hospital where he...
Now, see, and that's the thing coming to Cali as an out of towner, bro. They not gonna see, and that's the thing. Y'all think y'all can just go to LA and say you're this kind of blood and that kind of blood. I'm gonna tell you straight up, family. I'm gonna tell you straight up, Reward Nation. They probably ain't gonna respect your banging, bro. Because Cali go, they won't even respect a nigga like me because I'm from IE and not really from LA. So I'm telling you, their politics is a lot more strict and a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like Moreno Valley might accept a nigga from out of town and accept his banging because you know that's how LA niggas taught us. But in LA for itself, nigga, ain't none of that. Nigga. Real talk.
He was pronounced dead. Tyrone was wearing red and was murdered in Denver Lane's territory. Detectives arrived.
They don't want to hear that shit, bro. Your banging is not official in California unless you can literally say my OG from Cali put me on. You know what I'm saying? Or you was on the land for a little bit and then get put on to the land. That's when your banging is really official and shit. You know what I'm saying?
At the scene and began their investigation. They found that multiple witnesses were able to write down the Yukon's license plate number.
I come from a different time of being a gang member in the 90s, bro. The 90s gang banging to the 2004 was no joke, nigga.
Investigators were also able to pull surveillance footage from a nearby liquor store, which showed the shooter exit the vehicle, walk south on Vermont Avenue.
From what he's saying, all this beat started when I was there. 2000, I was there. But I think this is the time I was still relatively new to the I was still in Fontana most likely at this time. We didn't move to Philly. We ain't moved to Philly till about 2001. When the Chronic came out, that's when the nigga moved to Philly. I remember. That's when Forgot About Dre and all that shit came out. I was in Philly around that time, yeah. That shit crazy.
Fire a gun and return to the vehicle. Investigators
So,
showed another
I wasn't even banging yet. I wasn't even thinking of 2000. I wasn't banging yet. I wasn't even thinking about becoming a gang member. My accent was heavy as fuck on the Jamaican side. I probably had a long ass ponytail and even wanted to play soccer at one point in my life. And these is facts, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was on the newspaper at the elementary school I went to. You could probably look me up and then find it, but I don't remember what it is. But I made the newspaper as a little kid, bro. Real talk. And then I used to idolize before Kobe. I used to idolize the shit out of Michael Jordan. I wanted to be like Max so bad. You feel me? And then Space Jams came out. When Space Jams came out, man, bro, that shit changed my life as a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't from here, so I was like understanding the American culture. So all this shit was before even my time as a banger. I ain't really jump out the porch till February, nigga. Till my I took sixth grade classes twice. So till my second sixth grade when I got held back, and my second time doing the sixth grade is when I started claiming blood. So that's when I
surveillance
started understanding gang banging a little bit.
video of the shooting to a former Inglewood police officer named Brandon Wilkes. Wilkes identified the shooter as a man named Donnie Walton Jr. Donnie was a member of the Inglewood family Bloods, and Wilkes had known him for over 20 years. Investigators also discovered that the Yukon was registered to Clarence and located the vehicle in Clarence's backyard. Donnie's fingerprints were found on and inside of the vehicle.
Like my big homie, that's what I'm saying. Like this around the time, almost close to the time when I was officially starting banging. And my big homie from families, bro, there wasn't no beef, bro. My big homie from families, bro, I keep saying that. All them little homies that was bounty hunters, like I ran with them niggas, but the niggas that was giving me the gang, the nigga that gave me the gang, bro, on gang banging and hustling and selling weed, that nigga was from families, nigga. Inglewood families, and he threw that shit up just like that. You had to sue Woo for this nigga. Ask Steven, bro. Steven, talk to these niggas for me, man. Let him know tell me about my big homie, man. When I met my big homie from families, man. Like that, my era, it wasn't none of this, and it was rare for it to happen. Like now, time has passed, so it's like, but it wasn't like that's what I'm saying. It's not always with the scene. It wasn't like this though. Like it ain't just the whole West Side Pyru versus bounty hunters. No, it's a few niggas from their side and a few niggas from our side that don't like each other. But because it's like that, they like to blow it up into something else. And that's the other part of it. And they do that. It's like the East Coast West Coast thing. If you ain't never made it an issue, then niggas would never know it was an issue.
Investigators questioned Clarence's son, who was also named Clarence Gant, but went by the nicknames Baby Claron and CJ. They found that Donnie borrowed the truck shortly after Clarence's murder, and he also borrowed CJ's cell phone. Donnie's phone pinged on the cell
Y'all bring this shit to the masses and say that there's a big ass beef between these gangs. So now they gotta prove that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I ain't, like I said, I know it as the Bloods united on the West Coast and they brought that shit to the East, bro. So this other new shit, no. That's when the Damu Riders and all that shit started coming out. You know what I'm saying? After that unity, bro. That's what I'm saying. The Damu's right. Y'all remember Damu Riders, bro? You know what I'm saying? Every nigga that was a Blood or a Palu was on. And not everybody was Blood, right? Not everybody was Blood or Damu. Some of them niggas was Paru and Damu Riders. That's my point. And they brought that shit to the East Coast, blood, of my life, nigga, on Hunter Gang, on BH Dub, nigga, for real.
tower near the scene of Darnell's murder, and CJ's phone pinged on a cell tower near the scene of Tyrone's murder. CJ was later placed in a monitored cell with 2 undercover law enforcement officials. CJ told the men that investigators had shown him a picture of his big homie, and they also had video of his big homie at the gas station near the scene of Tyrone's murder. Investigators believed CJ used the phrase big homie in reference to Donnie, due to Donnie being an older member.
Big homie. If you're not in tune with the California, it's just another term for OG. Your big homie, your OG is the same thing, nigga. So your big homie is an OG. You call me OG, you call me big homie. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Of the gang. Investigators initially believed that CJ was also involved with the murder, but didn't have enough evidence to support that theory.
I'm glad my OGs taught me right because
Donnie Walton
this is violation on these niggas, bro. And the OGs, I don't know where these niggas is at to let these niggas get away with all this fuckery that they doing right now. But when I was growing up, this was automatic violation. This is, see, okay, let's break it down a little bit. I ain't supposed to give out the knowledge, but I'm gonna say this. It's definitely in the 21's blood against blood shit, bro. So, nigga, I'm finna pull a lot of you niggas cars right now. You wanted that 21 and you breaking the code. Like, that's what I'm saying. Where the OGs at, that they ain't standing up for this shit. None of these niggas is breaking the code. You know what I'm saying? With this blood shit, bro. Ain't no blood versus blood nothing, nigga. That's literally a part of our code, bro. So if y'all not respecting the code, see, it's funny how you see how that work for y'all. Y'all want us, y'all niggas want to be real gangbangers for stupid shit. But y'all don't want to give Marina Valley niggas credit. But look, bro, them niggas ain't dumb banging. Some of you LA niggas, respectfully though, you know what I'm saying, is dumb banging, bro. You know? Y'all come to the murder and some of y'all push peace, some of y'all push. We ain't real because we ain't from the city. We ain't from the city. We ain't from the city. But there ain't no war amongst bloods, bro. And if it is, I'm gonna find that video. I was already trying to look it up. I couldn't find it, so hopefully I can find it. But like I said, the UBN United Blood Nation came from the West Coast. It started on the West Coast, moved to the East Coast. So this blood versus blood shit happens. This is probably what this is. It happens in every hood. You know what I'm saying? And then they just made the video about it. But it's not really not, it's not really that. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy, Root Boy. You know what I'm saying? Another one. I'm finna smoke and find something else to react to. As they turning up downstairs, y'all gonna get the turn up probably downstairs and shit. But we ain't tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? Turn up with us. Get ready to smoke your weed, drink your liquor, whatever you do, man, to make it through my station, make it through the video. Go ahead and do that right about now. I'm finna power up myself on some ganji. You know what I'm saying? I forgot I got a little doobie leaf left, so I'm finna go puff on that for a little while. Back in the bit, you heard?